Hello everyone, welcome to Vishnu IAS Previous Year Question Paper Revision Day 6. In the same YouTube channel, there is another free crash course for Prelims 2020 by Vishnu sir. He will be discussing about the prelims oriented topic and join our Telegram channel to get the info about daily current affairs. And first question is from 2016 question paper. With reference to the Stand Up India scheme, which of the following statement is or are correct? Its purpose is to promote entrepreneurship among SC or ST and women entrepreneurs, and it provides refinance through SIDBI. Please select the correct answer using the codes given below. Only one, only two, both one and two, neither one nor two. And your answer is option C. Okay, that is both 1 and 2. That is both the statements are correct. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched the Stand Up India scheme at providing credit to scheduled caste and scheduled tribe and women borrowers in the non-farm sector. The scheme is intended to promote entrepreneurship among SC, ST and women and further give a push to government's financial inclusion program. And the features of this scheme is to provide composite loan between 10 lakh rupees and up to 1 crore. It will be provided to SC, ST and women and also inclusive of working capital component for setting up any new enterprise. Okay, new enterprise. Next is debit card RuPay for withdrawal of working capital, credit history of the borrower to be developed of these under banked sections of the society. Next is refinance window through SIDBI, that is Small Industries Development Bank of India, with an initial amount of rupees 10,000 crore. Next is creation of corpus of rupees 5,000 crore for credit guarantee through National Credit Guarantee Trustee Company, okay, NCGTC. Hand-holding support for borrowers with comprehensive support for pre-loan training needs, facilitating loan, factoring, marketing, etc. So, according to this answer is C, that is both the statements are correct. Next is 2017 question. Which of the following is very important seaport of Kakatiya Kingdom? Kakinada, Motupalli, Machilipatnam or Masulipatnam, Nelluru. Okay, so which of the following is an important seaport in Kakatiya Kingdom? And the answer is B, that is Motupalli. Explanation is the Kakatiya dynasty was a South Indian dynasty with the capital Orogolu, now known as Warangal. It was eventually conquered by Delhi Sultanate. Motupalli has historical importance. Marco Polo visited Motupalli port during 11th century during Kakatiya period. Motupalli inscription issued by King Ganpati in mid 13th century specifies the variety of items rates including scents, camphor, rose water, ivory pearls, coral, etc. So this list gives us a good idea of the types of luxury goods that were being exported and imported through this port to other Indian regions along the coast as well as to the foreign territories. So hence the answer is Motupalli. Next is 2011 question. Consider the following. Carbon dioxide, oxides of nitrogen, oxides of sulfur. Which of the above is or are the emission or emissions from coal combustion at thermal power plants? Only 1, 2 and 3, 1 and 3, 1, 2 and 3. And your answer is D. That is 1, 2 and 3. All the 3 is correct. And your explanation is fossil fuels consist of carbon large amount, sulfur and nitrogen. Combustion of coal of any fossil fuel releases carbon dioxide and oxides of nitrogen and sulfur. So, answer is D. This 2013 question. With reference to history of Indian rocket architecture, consider the following statements. The caves at Badami are the oldest surviving rocket caves in India. The Barabara rocket caves were originally made for Ajivikas by Emperor Chandragupta Maurya. At Ellora caves were made of different faiths. Which of the statements given above is or correct? Only 1, 2 and 3, only 3, all of this. And your answer is C. That is only 3. That is third statement. At Ellora caves are made up of different faiths, only that is correct. Explanation. Barabar are the oldest rock cut caves and they were built by Ashoka. So from this, both the statement 1 and 2 become false. Barabara were built during 3rd century BC and belong to the period of Ashoka and his son Dasharatha. These caves are used by ascetics of the Ajivika sect. The caves at Ellora depict Hinduism, Jainism and Buddhism, and caves at Ajanta are mostly Buddhist. In total, there are nearly 100 caves in the hill range, out of which 34 caves are famous and visited by many tourists, out of which caves 1 to 12 are Buddhist, caves 13 to 29 are Brahminical, and caves 30 to 34 are Jaina. Next is 2019 question. Why is there a great concern about the microbeads that are released into the environment? They are considered harmful to marine ecosystem. They are considered to cause skin cancer in children. They are small enough to be absorbed by crop plants in the irrigated fields. They are often found to be used as food adulterants. So what is the reason? And your answer is A. That is, they may be considered harmful to marine ecosystem. And your explanation is, microbeads are small, solid, manufactured plastic particles that are less than 5 mm and does not degrade or dissolve in water. We can find these microbeads in many of the products which we are using in everyday life. They may be added to a range of products including rinse of cosmetics, personal care and cleaning products. They are considered to harmful to marine and aquatic ecosystem. Okay, I have given the picture of this microbeads also. Next is 2014 question. Turkey is located between Black Sea and Caspian Sea, Black Sea and Mediterranean Sea, Gulf of Suez and Mediterranean Sea, Gulf of Aqaba and Dead Sea. If you have seen the previous classes, then you would have remembered the question about the Mediterranean Sea, which you have seen already. So by that we can eliminate two of these options, and you can will be remaining with B and C only. Okay, so let's see the answer. Answer is B. That is Black Sea and Mediterranean Sea. And your explanation is, Mediterranean Sea is in southwest and Black Sea is in north to Turkey. The Turkish peninsula is bathed by 4 seas: Mediterranean Sea to the south, Aegean to the west, Sea of Marmara between the European and Asian land masses, and Black Sea to the north. The same thing we will be discussing with the map now. So here you can find Turkey. Okay, so with the help of, you can compare both this map. If you are not comfortable with the one, you can see the other one. Okay, you can see Mediterranean Sea, Aegean Sea, okay, Marmara Sea and Black Sea. Okay, this is Marmara and you can see the Black Sea. Okay, so according to the given option, Black Sea and Mediterranean Sea is the correct answer. Next is 2012 question. Which of the following is or are among the fundamental duties of the citizen laid down by the Indian Constitution? So already we have seen another question the same manner, like fundamental duties is there in the question. Okay, so same kind of question is this. To preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture, to protect weaker sections of the social injustice, to develop the scientific temper and spirit of inquiry, to strive towards excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activity. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. 1 and 2, 1, 2, 1, 3 and 4, all of these. And your answer is C. That is 1, 3 and 4 is the correct answer. That is second option is wrong. To protect the weaker section of social injustice is the wrong one. Fundamental duties are contained in the Article 51 of the Constitution. It shall be duty of every citizen of India. There are 11 fundamental duties. We will be seeing that now. To abide by the Constitution and respect its ideals and institutions, the national flag and the national anthem. To cherish and follow the noble ideals which inspired our national struggle for freedom. To uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity and integrity of India. To defend the country and render national service when called upon to do so. To promote harmony and the spirit of common brotherhood among us all the people of India, transcending religious, linguistic and regional or sectional diversities. To renounce practices derogatory to the dignity of woman. Okay, next is to value and preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture. Okay, this one was given. And to protect and improve the natural environment including forest, lake, river, wildlife, and to have compassion for living creatures. To develop scientific temper, humanism and spirit of inquiry and reform. To safeguard the public property and abjure violence. To strive towards excellence in all spheres of individuals and collective activity so that the nation constantly rises to higher levels of endeavor and achievement. Who is a parent or guardian to provide opportunities for education to his children, or as a case may be, what between the age 6 to 14 years. Okay, so these are the 11 fundamental duties. Okay, next is 2010 question. Which of the following reflects back more sunlight as compared to the other three? Okay, from the given 4 option, one among this will reflect more sunlight. Okay, which is that? Sand desert, paddy cropland, land covered with fresh snow, prairie land. Okay, and your answer is C, that is land covered with fresh snow. Okay, let's see the explanation. Sand desert 20 to 30%, paddy cropland 20 to 25%, prairie land 25%, land covered with fresh snow 85%. Land covered with fresh snow reflects back more sunlight as compared to other three. Fresh snow and ice reflect 80 to 85% of sunlight. Therefore, the skin of skiers is irritated by the sunlight from all sides. Since the snow does not take up the light but it reflects it and remains cold, scientists give the name to this ability of surface to reflect light. Okay, so according to this, answer is C. Next question is 2015 question. Which one of the following national park has a climate that varies from tropical to subtropical, temperate and arctic? Okay, which of the national park? Options are Kanchenjunga National Park, Nanda Devi National Park, Neora Valley National Park, Namdapha National Park. Okay, let's see the answer. Answer is D, that is Namdapha National Park. Okay, let's see the explanation. Okay, both Kanchenjunga and Nanda Devi National Park do not have tropical vegetation. And Namdapha National Park is the largest protected area in the eastern Himalayan biodiversity hotspot. It is located in the Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, so the areas is also known for the extensive dipterocarp forest comprising the northwestern parts of ecoregion of Mizoram, Manipur, Kachin rainforest. So the habitat changes with increasing altitude from tropical to temperate at higher levels to alpine meadows and perennial snow. So the park has extensive bamboo forest and secondary forest in addition to the primary forest. So that is the reason. We will see the explanation again here clearly. Kanchenjunga National Park, also known as Kanchenjunga Biosphere, it is in Sikkim, okay, and it is an UNESCO's World Heritage Site on July 2016, becoming the first mixed heritage site of India. The type of climate here is temperate to Arctic and characterized by wet temperate forest and subalpine forest. Next is Nanda Devi National Park or Nanda Devi Biosphere Reserve. It is established in 1982. It is situated around the peak of Nanda Devi in the state of Uttarakhand in the north in India. It is characterized by temperate to Arctic type of climate and winters are very cold here. Next is Neora Valley National Park is situated in Kalimpong district of West Bengal and established in 1986. It is characterized by subtropical climate with very heavy rain during monsoon season. Namdapha National Park, it is the largest protected area in Arunachal Pradesh of northeastern India with more than 1000 flora and fauna species and its biodiversity hotspot in the eastern Himalayas. So it includes all three physiographic entities of eastern Himalaya. Climate varies from tropical to subtropical, temperate and arctic. So according to this, Namdapha National Park is the correct answer. Next is 2018 question. Which of the following is or are the aims of Digital India plan of the government of India? Okay, their asked question is about Digital India. Okay, so formation of India's own internet companies like China did establish a policy framework to encourage overseas multinational corporations that collect big data to build their large data centers within our national geographical boundaries, connect many of our villages to the internet and bring Wi-Fi to many of our schools, public places and major tourist centers. So select the correct answer using the codes given below. 1 and 2, 3 only, 2 and 3 only, 1, 2, 1, 3. Okay, and your answer is B. That is only 3 is the correct answer. Let's see the explanation. Digital India Mission is an initiative that encompasses plans to connect the rural areas of the country with high-speed internet network. Okay, so from this itself we can find the answer is option 3. Okay, Digital India program has three vision areas, namely digital infrastructure utility for every citizen, governance and service on demand, and digital empowerment of citizens by bridging the digital divide in the country. So advantages of Digital India are, so around 12,000 post office branches in the rural areas have been linked electronically. Okay, so in rural areas that too. Okay, next is there is an increase in electronic transactions related to e-governance. Next is optical fiber network of 2,74,246 km has connected over 1.15 lakh gram panchayats under the BharatNet program. Okay. Next is a common service center is created under the National E-Governance Project of Indian government, which provides access for information and communication technology ICT. Through computer and internet access, the CSCs provide multimedia content related to e-governance, education, health, telemedicine, entertainment, and other government and private services. Then establishment of digital villages. Okay, it's given directly. Establishment of digital villages along with well-equipped facilities such as solar lighting, LED assembly unit, sanitary napkin production unit, and Wi-Fi chopper. Next is internet data is used as a major tool for the delivery of service, and the urban internet penetration has reached 64%. Okay, so according to this, answer is B. That is third statement only is correct. Okay, that's all. Thanks for watching. Do subscribe our channel. Don't forget. Thank you.